Hello, my name is Holly Breyfogle, and my speech today is on the advantages of homeschooling. It has long been argued that homeschool affects children in a negative way through not being around peers of their age and not interacting with others. However, there are plenty of positive aspects that children exposed to homeschooling can get. In fact, homeschooling has as many or more benefits as public school without the effects of peer pressure. One of the arguments against homeschool is that it makes children antisocial, such as wanting to stay to themselves all the time or not playing well with other children. People believe public schools introduce or expose children to social norms, whether it is being able to work in a group or with just another student. One mom said it best when she said, "I see school system as largely reinforcing the very worst aspects of socialty norms, such as classism, racism, sexism, and good old mean-spiritedness, while limiting or removing access and opportunities to experience the best of what happens when human beings come together, acting with compassion, helping others because your help is needed rather than to win some gold stars or other false awards. Asking questions because we want to know the answers, or rather in order to display which one of us knows how to please authority figures. However, homeschool can provide the opportunities that public schools cannot. In a recent study, it was found that students who were homeschooled during high school were friendly, polite, well-prepared, and appreciative of help. Therefore, the assumption that homeschooled children are antisocial is unstable. In fact, it could be said that homeschooled children are more social than those who attend public school. For example, homeschool children are not tied down to the hours that public school children are, thus allowing them to have more free time. This allows them to travel not only to other states, but also to other countries. This allows them to meet people from other cultures, religions, and nationalities. They are not limited to their social opportunities. In public school, being social can lead the child to peer pressure. Some of the things that peer pressure can lead to are sex, drugs, and drinking. In one study, 11% of 13-year-olds, boys and girls, had already had full sexual intercourse. Both girls and boys can be put under pressure to have sex. The pressure can come from friends, magazines, or television. Some think that they have to have sex to fit in or be cool. Most regret it afterwards. However, girls are more likely to regret it afterwards than most boys. This tends to be because of pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases. In a homeschool environment, students are not put under as much pressure to have sex. Peer pressure for doing drugs is growing in public schools. There are more students who are trying drugs mostly because they are so easy to obtain. Most can get prescription drugs right out of their medicine cabinet, while other students can get street drugs as easy as buying candy. Recently, there have been cases of students selling drugs on school campus. As a result, law enforcement has to be present on campus during school hours. It is easier for students to be pressured into drinking. Most students think that drinking is cool, and some think that they can't have a party without it. In one study, 40% of 13 to 14-year-olds who had had intercourse were drunk or stoned the first time. Alcohol also contributes to 100,000 deaths annually, making it the third leading cause of preventable mortality in the U.S. after tobacco and diet activity patterns. Alcohol is a nervous system depressant, which can affect virtually every organ in the body, since it goes directly into the bloodstream. It lowers inhibitions and impairs judgment, leading to unsafe behaviors and eventually even death. Even though the legal age for alcohol purchase is 21, the students can still obtain it. It is harder for students to obtain alcohol in stores because of laws passed to prove age by identification, though that does not stop them, because they still can get alcohol from older friends and family members. That is less likely to happen in a homeschool environment that has one-on-one supervision because changes in the student's behavior can be observed. Underage drinking, along with premature sex and drugs, can lead the students to be depressed. Depression can lead to low self-esteem in the student and to them being sad, listless, and suicidal. This is less likely to happen in homeschool. Homeschooling is more versatile in this day and age. In homeschooling, each child's education can be tailored to his or her unique interests, pace, and learning style. In homeschool, children have unlimited educational resources. The world is their classroom, and resources abound in the community. This allows the child's natural thirst for learning to be nurtured, not squelched, and learning can become a lifelong joy. Children who are homeschooled can become independent thinkers who are secure in their own convictions. Not long ago, homeschooling was thought of as a domain of hippie earth mothers letting their kids do their own thing, or creationist Christians shielding their kids from monkey science and premarital sex. As recently as 1980, homeschooling was illegal in 30 states. Despite the fact that such figures as Abraham Lincoln, Margaret Atwood, Sandra Day O'Connor, and Jennifer Love Hewitt were products of a home education, the practice is still often seen as strange and even detrimental. These days, homeschooling is legal across the country, and parents are homeschooling for secular reasons as well as faith-based ones. Quality of education, freedom to travel, their kids' special needs, or simply a frustration with the educational system. Most significantly, many progressive parents are taking their kids' education into their own hands to instill open-mindedness and social consciousness along with reading, science, and math. Homeschool has become not only a source of education for children, but for adults as well. Homeschooling promotes good communication and emotional closeness within a family. There are more children being homeschooled because of the violence in public schools, whether it is from bullies or students bringing guns and knives to school. There are many cases in which there were shootings in public school. One of those shootings happened in Santee, California on March 5, 2001. He was a 15-year-old high school freshman who had been making threats but was ignored because he was thought not to be serious. He opened fire at his campus in this San Diego suburb, killing 2 fellow students and wounding 13 other people. In one of the worst episodes of school violence since the shootings at Columbine High School in 1999. Though physical attacks without a weapon, theft or larceny, and vandalism are much more common in schools than are the more serious incidents, 44% to 49% of all schools reported crimes of these types to the authorities. Students aged 12 through 18 were victims of more than 2.7 million total crimes at school. Think about how much safer children are at home than in public school. With all the peer pressure, bullying, and violence that happens in public schools every day, it is no wonder that the number of school-aged children being taught at home is estimated at 700,000 to 1.5 million. Those are just a few of the reasons that homeschool is so much better than public schools. Thank you for listening to my speech, and all of the links to all of my work and all the work cited will be at the bottom of the video. Thank you. Did you get all that?